On Tuesday, the National Archives released over 2,000 documents and over 60,000 pages of newly declassified, largely unredacted material related to the Kennedy assassination. There are a few key areas that we're going to be keeping our eyes out for. One is to look at what the FBI and CIA knew about Oswald's movements in the months leading up to the assassination. It's understood at this point that he went to Mexico City in the months before the assassination and met up with Cuban officials. He met up with Russian officials in an effort to get a visa to go to Cuba. There's also the question of how much President Fidel Castro of Cuba knew of Oswald's intent in the months leading up to the assassination. One aspect of a cover-up that really did happen was that the CIA was not forthcoming about its operations in Cuba to oust President Fidel Castro. And that stuff was highly relevant at the time because Castro had actually threatened to retaliate against American leaders if those assassination attempts continued. And so you get this inside look, for example, at the CIA station chief in Mexico talking to the Mexican president at the time, who says, I really would like it if you'd ask Castro. It was from 1960. He asked that message be passed on to President Eisenhower. He was described as being delighted at the prospect of sending Castro off on his way. Like real detailed stuff about CIA operations in these countries. And you can even see in the documents discussions of what the fallout's going to be if these documents get released. How is it going to harm relations with India if they know about espionage and operations in India? The order also demands the release of documents related to the assassination of Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy. Like the Kennedy assassination, have been sort of like the narrative around them has been mired for decades. Very kind of dark theories about who from the United States government may have participated in some way.